Last week we showed you a YouTube video that has touched the hearts of millions. It is the story of Christian the lion. You might want to grab some Kleenex because here it is again.
Dat door iemand op een website was gezet, werd ineens miljoenen keren bekeken door mensen uit de hele wereld. Het gaat over een jong leeuwtje genaamd Christian, dat kon toen nog, door twee mannen bij een Engels warenhuis was gekocht. Ze voerden Christian op als ware het een gewoon huisdier. En de band tussen de leeuw en de twee mannen werd uitzonderlijk sterk. Tot Christian dan toch echt te groot was geworden. Ze besloten hem terug te zetten in de wildernis van Kenia. En als ze hem dan jaren later nog een keer opzoeken, gebeurt er iets ongelooflijks. Want iedereen had gezegd, hij zal jullie nooit meer herkennen. En bovendien is het levensgevaarlijk, want hij is een wild dier geworden. Maar zie eens wat er gebeurt. Dit is wat je noemt hartverwarmend.
Because back then you could actually buy exotic animals at Harrods, but what possessed you guys to purchase a lion cub?
Well, it was an irresistible sight, though we were rather shocked when we saw this cub in Harrods, in a department store, in a very small cage. And not only was he totally entrancing, but we just thought, no, we must be able to do something better for him. He can't stay in a cage of this size.
And we're looking at a picture of him at the back of a Bentley, I think it was. He became a fixture in London in those days.
Well, I think we were living in the World's End. We were working in a pine shop, which was very trendy furniture shop at the time, in a very trendy part of London, the end of the 60s, beginning of the 70s. It was a very creative, very exciting time to live in London, and it almost seemed natural to have a lion and to have him sitting in the back of the car going up and down the King's Road.
Only thing is, lions do grow up. Cubs become grown lions, and he went from 35 pounds to 185. You realized you had to take him back to Africa. You hoped that you could reintroduce him to the wild, and thanks to George Adamson, the wildlife conservationist, you were able to do that. Then you go back a year later to see Christian, not knowing what his reaction is going to be. When we see this grainy footage of him, he looks at you.
There was, certainly no, people said, weren't you ever scared or thought it might be in any way different? We never doubted it, and I think that's what you see in the footage.
Yeah, but you didn't know whether the wife...
and heavy.
Yeah. You didn't know whether his wife might see as lunch meat, though.
I know. Meredith, no.
Well, could have happened, guys, When was the last time that you saw Christian?
It was 74 was the last time we saw him, and by which time he was double that size, still recognized us. He was with wild lionesses. He had a litter of cubs, and his genes have been passed on back into the wild. And after that time we saw him, he was never seen again. It was like a final farewell. I've done it. He was completely integrated back into the wild.